been around this year for 90 years. 90, not 19, not 90 years. So we started out in stage and theater makeup in the 1920s, so 1927 to be exact. We are a manufacturer, and so we have great stage and theater products. We have body paint. We manufacture special effects products. So if you're ever into special effects, like with latex, fake blood, all that fun stuff, we actually make all that stuff, okay? But we also have really amazing beauty products. And artists really love us because all of our products are highly pigmented. They're like pure color. So a little bit goes a long way. And we're all sort of on some level of being a starving artist, right? So instead of having to replenish our kit all the time because we're having to use so much product to get the pigmentation that we want, we don't have to do that with us. And so I first met Maron 8 years ago. I was living in Miami. I was working as a makeup artist, and I was Keene Fashion Week, and they were the sponsor. It was the first time I'd heard of them, and I hit it off with Stephanie, who's our marketing creative director, and I met the owners, and it's family owned and operated, and I love that about them. But I also love that they really wanted to know, as an artist, like what I needed, what kind of products I needed, how they could innovate things. And for me, it was great because really all you have is just what's out there, what you're out there discovering. And if there's a need, well, how do you innovate that? How do you make that as an artist? And so it was just really cool, the relationship that I was able to just develop with them. And now here we are 8 years later. And obviously I love the brand, or else I wouldn't be here. And so I'm just glad that you guys are here. For those of you that aren't familiar with our brand, hopefully you'll learn a little bit about our products today and just the technique that we're doing today. So we have 2 new products, and I'm going to be focusing on them today. This is our Conceal It, which is a concealing palette, obviously. And this is our Correct It, which is a neutralizing or color correcting palette. So I know that there's a lot of stuff out there, a lot of YouTube videos, a lot of Instagram stuff, where you see people using, doing color correcting, doing neutralizing. And so I'm kind of here to debunk some myths, or just kind of tell you the best way to use this, especially for your everyday clients. So a lot of us as makeup artists, our bread and butter is weddings, especially here in Chicago. I'm from Indiana, so I'm a Midwest girl too. So I'm familiar with the climate here and the industry here. And so I just want this to be like really practical for you guys, okay? I like my talks to be really interactive, so I might ask you guys some questions. So feel free to speak up and interact with me, okay? Okay, so my lovely model Cody is here for me today, and I'm gonna start out neutralizing her. You guys can see that she has redness on her skin. She has some flare-ups with some acne, and this is something that is a really sensitive subject for a lot of people. So neutralizing isn't always something you're going to do every day. It's not something that you might need all the time. It might be very rare that you have someone sit in your chair who has rosacea or dark circles or something that actually needs to be color corrected. And so a lot of times as women especially, we go through changes, hormonal, different seasons of our lives, and some people get adult acne, some people develop rosacea and things like that. And for your everyday people, this is a sensitive subject because a lot of times when you have trouble with your skin, it is, a factor of your confidence. It can affect your confidence and how you feel, out there in the world when you don't feel confident because your skin isn't good. So one of the things that I like for people to understand is that when we're neutralizing, we don't want to just add layers of makeup to conceal this. That's not what we're trying to do, because she's already sensitive, to how she looks, right? So if I'm just adding layers and layers of makeup on her, well, guess what? She's gonna be walking around like she has a mask on, and that's gonna make her feel worse. Because a lot of people, especially if you have clients that have texture skin, like wrinkles who are older, they're already, a little bit, and it can still show the wrinkles or look sort of creepy, right? We don't want to just slap on neutralizing or color correcting, and then we don't want to slap on concealer, and then we're going to put on more cream foundation, and then we're going to set it on her. She's going to have 3-4 layers of makeup on her face. We don't want that. Okay, so this is what I love about our stuff. So first of all, we are going to, the one thing I did forget was my palette, but so my hand is clean, I promise, I just washed it. So normally I don't recommend using your hand. I like to get like a sterile, you have those metal palettes that you can find, you can always sterilize them. For today's sake, we're gonna use my hand. So we wanna make sure our skin is really moisturized. This is our Care Moisturizer. It's full of antioxidants, it's very light, it's great for sensitive skin. So I like this in my kit because I can use it on all skin tones and all skin types. It's oil-free, you don't have to worry about it, clogging pores or anything like that. So I'm just gonna do a light layer with just a brush like this and just make sure that she's hydrated, her skin has what she needs, what it needs. One of the biggest issues with the way your makeup is gonna last is hydration. If the skin is thirsty, what is it gonna do? It is gonna suck out moisture from anything it can touch, right? Anything it can sort of get its hands on, right? So most of your makeup, pretty much all of your makeup, especially foundation, is gonna contain water on some level, okay? So if you have areas of dry skin, what's it gonna do? It's gonna suck up all that water, and then you're gonna get patchy areas, right? It's gonna look darker and lighter. So I wanna make sure we have enough moisturizer on, that it's evenly hydrated, but not so much that it's too much, because we don't want her to get too shiny, just enough, okay? So the next step we're gonna do, does anybody know what the next step is we're gonna do? Anybody?
Correct.
Y'all are makeup artists in here, right? So what would be the next step after moisturizer? Primer, right. So does anybody know what's in primer? What's the main, what's that? Awesomeness, yes. Anybody have like an ingredient in mind though? Silicone, that's right. And that's why this is clear. It's because this is a pure silicone. So does anybody know why we use silicone? What is silicone? Yeah, well, a little bit more, I guess it's a little more science, a little more chemistry, I guess. What is it about silicone that makes it a primer, that makes it work? Does anybody know? It's a barrier. You're getting close. Yeah, I know you know. You're like right there. So basically on the molecular level, silicone is a larger molecule that the skin cannot absorb. So this just sits there. And that's why it's silky, it's soft, it just sits there. And that's why it fills in fine lines, large pores, things like that. But it also creates a barrier between the skin and the makeup. So basically they're never really touching. So that way, if your skin's dry, well, guess what? It can't get to the makeup to suck that moisture out, right? Because there's a barrier there, okay? So it's also gonna help your foundation, whatever you're putting on after this, blend better, because it's all kind of silky and smooth, right? Okay, so everybody learned something today then, right? Okay, so I'm just gonna put a nice light, not too thick. This spreads really, really well, as you can, I don't know if you can see because it's clear, but it's also gonna help kind of mattify the skin because again, it's creating that barrier. So the oil from her skin isn't gonna be penetrating the makeup as well. So I'm gonna do a nice light layer all over. I'm gonna get a little bit more out here. Just a little bit so I can see the light. All right, and I'm even put a light layer like on the lids and everything because I'm gonna put a little foundation there too. So this is safe for all skin types. No, it doesn't matter if you're dry or oily or what. This is gonna go on dark skin, light skin, olive skin, pink skin, anything, okay? All right, so that, I only recommend this with clean hands, but if you're not sure if it's even, just do a light little face massage.